Are you ready to dive into the wobbly, wonderful world of jellyfish? Let's explore some of the most amazing jellies floating in our oceans. First up, the moon jellyfish, a soft, glowing jelly that looks like a floating moon in the water. You can recognize them by the four glowing, horseshoe-shaped rings in the center of their see-through bodies. These rings are actually their reproductive organs. Moon jellies have short, delicate tentacles that look like a fringe around their bell. They don't have a powerful sting, so while it's never a good idea to touch a jellyfish, their sting feels more like a tiny, mild irritation to humans. They drift gracefully on the ocean currents, pulsing their bells to move through the water. Watching them float is like watching a slow, silent ballet under the sea. They are truly mesmerizing, like little lunar discs gliding through the dark ocean, catching the light and glowing with an otherworldly softness. Next, meet the box jellyfish, a jelly with a square body and long, stinging tentacles. Don't let its simple shape fool you. This jellyfish is one of the most venomous animals in the ocean. Its body, or bell, is shaped like a cube, which is how it got its name. From each of the four corners of its boxy bell, a cluster of long, thin tentacles dangles down into the water, sometimes stretching up to 10 feet long. These tentacles are covered in thousands of stinging cells called nematocysts. The box jellyfish is also a surprisingly good swimmer. Unlike most jellies that just drift, this one can actively hunt for its food. Like small fish and shrimp, it even has clusters of eyes, including some with a cornea, lens, and retina, allowing it to see more than just light and dark. Found mostly in the warm coastal waters of Australia and Southeast Asia, this jelly is a creature to be admired from a very safe distance. Now, behold the lion's mane jellyfish, a giant jelly with long, flowing tentacles like a big lion's mane. This is the king of the jellyfish world, holding the record for being the longest animal on the planet. Its bell can grow to be over 6 feet wide, and its tentacles can stretch longer than a blue whale, reaching incredible lengths of over 100 feet. Its name comes from the thick, tangled mass of reddish-brown tentacles that drift behind it, closely resembling the magnificent mane of a lion. These hundreds of fine, sticky tentacles are ranged in 8 clusters, and they deliver a painful sting to catch fish and other small sea creatures. Despite their intimidating size and sting, they are stunningly beautiful, moving through the cold waters of the northern Atlantic and Pacific Oceans like a giant, fiery comet with a trailing, colorful tail. Let's bounce over to the blue blubber jellyfish, a blue, bouncy jelly that looks like a wobbly balloon. Found in the waters around Australia, this vibrant creature is a real eye-catcher. Its bell is a beautiful dome shape and can be a brilliant shade of blue, though sometimes it appears white or brown. The blue blubber jellyfish doesn't have long, trailing tentacles like many other jellies. Instead, it has a set of thick, frilly arms that hang beneath its bell. These arms have tiny mouths on them that are used to catch and eat small plankton. They are very active swimmers, pulsing rhythmically through the water. When you see a large group, or smack, of them together, it looks like a giant collection of bouncing, wobbly balloons having a party just below the surface. They are quite a sight to behold, adding a splash of vivid color and playful energy to the ocean. As the sea nettle moves, these tentacles and arms flow behind it like silken ribbons, dancing and swirling with every pulse of its bell. While beautiful, their sting can be quite painful for humans, so they are best admired from afar. Watching them is like seeing a living firework display, with trails of light and color that move with hypnotic grace. Gaze upon the crystal jellyfish, a clear jelly that shines like glass in the sunlight. This jellyfish is almost completely transparent, making it look like a delicate piece of sculpted glass or crystal floating in the water. Found along the west coast of North America, it has a delicate, bell-shaped body with up to 100 fine, hair-like tentacles hanging from its edge. What makes the crystal jellyfish truly special is its ability to create its own light, a phenomenon called bioluminescence. When it's disturbed, it can produce a flash of green-blue light that ripples around its bell. This discovery was so important for science and medicine that it won a Nobel Prize. So, this shimmering, glassy creature is not just beautiful, it's a tiny, floating scientific superstar. True to its name, this jellyfish has a firm, dome-shaped bell that looks just like a cannonball. It's a very sturdy and compact jelly, often found in large numbers along the southeastern coast of the United States. Unlike many jellies, it doesn't have long tentacles. Instead, it has a cluster of short, brownish oral arms underneath its bell that it uses to feed on plankton. These jellies are excellent swimmers, propelling themselves through the water with strong, regular pulses of their bell. They are also a popular food source in some parts of Asia, where they are dried and eaten. For sea turtles, especially the endangered leatherback turtle, the Cannonball Jellyfish is a favorite and important meal. So this bouncy, ball-shaped jelly plays a big role in the ocean's food web. It does this for a very clever reason. Living inside its tentacles are special algae that use sunlight to make food. Just like plants do, the jellyfish gets energy from the algae, and in return, the algae get a safe place to live with plenty of sunlight. It's a perfect partnership. Every now and then, the upside-down jellyfish will pulse its bell to stir up the water, bringing more nutrients to its little garden of algae. What a quirky and resourceful creature! Check out the fabulous flower hat jellyfish, a colorful jelly that looks like it's wearing a sparkly flower hat. This small but stunning jellyfish is a true fashionista of the sea, found in the waters off Japan, Brazil, and Argentina. It has a grooved, pinstriped bell that looks like a fancy, translucent hat. Around the edge of its hat, it has another set of shorter, frilly tentacles that make it look like it's decorated with flowers. This jelly is both beautiful and dangerous, as its sting is very painful. It's a dazzling, living jewel that puts on a spectacular light show in the dark ocean depths. Finally, we have the incredible Immortal Jellyfish, a tiny jelly that can turn young again. Like magic, this amazing creature, whose scientific name is Toratopsis dorni *, has a superpower that seems straight out of a comic book. When it gets old, sick, or faces danger, it can reverse its life cycle. Instead of dying, it sinks to the ocean floor and transforms back into a polyp, which is the earliest stage of a jellyfish's life. From this polyp, new, genetically identical jellyfish will eventually bud off. This means it can theoretically live forever, constantly recycling itself from an adult back to a baby. These jellies are very small, about the size of a pinky nail, but they hold one of the biggest secrets in the natural world. They show us that in the vast, mysterious ocean, even the smallest creatures can do things that seem truly magical.